What to do, YouTube? It is that time of week again. Hey, I had to sit back and push this video a day late because I was waiting for that final injury report, and it looks like Laremy Tunsil is going to be cleared to play against the Bears. That gives us some type of chance because last week, this whole week, I literally was looking at the Miami Dolphins trades. I could see if we was going to drop that fool Sam Young, but it looked like we did not do that. So I'm so happy Laremy Tunsil is back. Now, I literally, throughout this whole week, I sat back and I analyzed all my comments. I looked at other Miami Dolphin vid makers' comments, watched their videos, and I took a lot of notes. I literally took a lot of notes. And one of the things that be irritating the shit out of me is when y'all sit back and say, what y'all would sit back and say, the fact that we need to get rid of Ryan Tannehill. We need to get rid of Adam Gase because we sit back and call these conservative calls. What is a conservative call? Is it running the ball a conservative call? Like, y'all sit back and complain about being more conservative. Then you sit back and say, oh, I want to run the ball more. Well, what do you want? Like, literally, what do you want? Then you come out and say, we run too many bubble screens. Oh, we run too many shallow crosses. Tom Brady sit back and run shallow crosses. He runs little short, little hitch routes, and then his wide receivers make plays after they get the ball in their hands. Same thing with our receivers. Albert Wilson, Kenny Stills, Jakeem Grant. They're all quick guys. We can sit back and make a guy miss and pick up a decent amount for us to make it a third down and manageable. That's all it is. And then we try to beat them over the top with one big play. Like, what are you expecting from this offense? I don't understand that. Like, it's really irritating that I sit back and have to deal with that all the time. Conservative plays. We need to be more aggressive. We need to be this. We need to be that. Look, another thing is this offensive line is not holding up right now. So for us, let me put this in perspective here. Ryan Tannehill right now, I believe he's in the top 5 as far as getting rid of the ball. The fastest getting rid of the ball is when the ball's in his hands on the pass play. 2-point-something seconds, something like that. Now think about this. Our offense is that bad right now. You literally want him to hold on to the ball more than 4 seconds? What? My man gonna get killed. He literally is gonna get killed. So I don't get that. Which I want us to sit back and throw deep bombs on all game long? Like that makes no sense to me. That literally makes no sense to me. Like, all our touchdowns have came from short conservative calls. Jakeem Grant screenplay. Tip pass to Jakeem Grant. Well, I don't even know what a shovel pass. Excuse me, shovel pass to Jakeem Grant. Like those little things, little reverse handoffs, all that stuff. All are conservative short play calls. So that's where all your points are coming from. But okay, of course, y'all want to sit back and hop on the bandwagon when we win and we were in the same plays. So I don't get that. But for real, before we get into the preview part, I want to sit back and go over a couple of plays from last week because some of y'all was just, I don't even think we was even watching the same damn game, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna start off with that TJ McDonald penalty, that unnecessary roughness penalty. Like, okay, the Cincinnati Bengals ended up scoring on that drive. That's all good. Well, it's not all good, but they scored. Fine. The offense had to get back on the field. We were clearly struggling because Laremy Tunsil was already out at this point. So I already knew what was about to go down. Like, basically, we just had to make a play. We weren't going to make the play because, honestly, we couldn't run the ball. Basically, all we had to do was, like I said, a shallow crossing route or a bubble screen or something for our receivers to make plays. We didn't end up doing that. It is unfortunate, but our defense had to get back on the field and still try to make a play to stop the Cincinnati Bengals from actually scoring, which they did not. They both had a job to do. Let's not sit back and put this on that one penalty. I'm not going to do that. It is what it is. That's what just ended up happening. Now, the next play, the 3rd and 1 call that everybody is talking about. Look, I heard somebody sit back and say that we should have went for it on 4th down. You could sit down and be humble. I don't want to hear that mess. Like, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. Because if you sit back and you go for it on 4th and 1 and you don't pick it up, you reverse field. Basically, you put them in excellent field position for them to win the game. Like, that's not That's dumb. That's stupid. That's literally stupid. Now let's get back to that. Let's get back to that play call. Now Ryan Tannehill, he ran a play action bootleg, and the first read was to Kenyon Drake on the flat route. I believe it was a flat route to Kenyon Drake. The Cincinnati Bengals covered that. So basically, Ryan Tannehill's next option would have possibly been to scramble the ball, but I really didn't see any running lane for any open lane for him to actually pick up that first down without getting some significant damage to him done. So that was out. So literally, you're stuck with Kenny Stills running down the field one-on-one with Drake Kirkpatrick. And the other time we sit back and chuck it up to Kenny Stills, and he usually ends up coming down with it. So Ryan Tannehill took a chance and launched the ball deep to Kenny Stills. Unfortunately, Ryan Tannehill underthrew him, and he ended up missing him. That's cool. We'll punt the ball. That's fine. But for us to sit back and run the ball, I understand we should have ran the ball. It was our offensive line versus their defensive line. Honestly, at that point in time, I wasn't confident in our offensive line, so I kind of felt like us running that play-action pass kind of was the right move to catch them on their toes, to get something, sneak something up in there that they weren't expecting. But it's unfortunately we didn't end up picking up that play. Now let's go ahead and move on to the offensive line play in the fourth quarter. Now Sam Young is in there, right? I saw Jesse Davis give up 2 sacks right up the middle. He gave up 2 sacks right up the middle to Geno Atkins, right in Tannehill's face. Like, literally, my man is not being able to move because literally Jesse Davis just gets shoved to the side, and then Geno Atkins just eats Tannehill up. At what point what do you want Ryan Tannehill to do outside of them 2 plays? Because we're gonna go over those right now. Actually, we're gonna go over right now. The interception, right? Tannehill was scrambling to his right, and he ended up throwing a sky hook to Durham Smythe, right? And it ends up bouncing off somebody's helmet, and then it ends up with Hubbard, and he ends up Michael Thomas, excuse me. Michael Thomas ends up with an interception, returns it for a touchdown. Yes, I understand it was kind of a boneheaded play by Ryan Tannehill, but after him taking them consistent amount of hits, he's just trying to get the ball up out of there. It's inexcusable. You got to be a little bit more elite with the football, but I can excuse that. Now, as far as the fumble return for a touchdown by Hubbard, the one that Carlos Dunlap forced, you can't blame Tannehill, man. Scrambled to the left. Yeah, he held onto the ball a little bit too long. They stripped it. They picked it up. They scooped it, scored, touchdown. Boom. Can't blame Tannehill for that. But all around, man, before we, y'all just need to chill the fuck out with this conservative call shit. Just to summarize what I just said, if y'all just have decided to just blink out for a second. The conservative call is running the ball. That's number one. Shallow cross, that's our bread and butter. Our receivers are sitting back and make plays with their speed. So with them, I don't know what y'all expect us to do. Now let's go ahead and get into the preview part. Like I said, Larry McTussle is cleared from that concussion protocol. That's why I waited an extra day to sit back and make sure that was in there. But Devontae Parker, it is time for that man to get traded. I don't want, it doesn't matter if it's a starting offensive lineman, but a backup would be great because I don't trust none of our backups right now. Because if somebody else gets hurt, we need to be more precaution for this. And that Eric Flowers thing, let's dead that right now. That's stupid to me. That's like adding another Dallas Thomas to the squad. Literally, that's like adding another Dallas Thomas to the squad. Let's not waste our time and money on that. And let's go ahead and get somebody else other than somebody named Eric Flowers. Now, again, the preview part. Defensively, Mitchell Trubisky has been balling out the last couple of weeks. So the way I'm seeing it, we're gonna have to put consistent pressure on him. Cameron Wake obviously is not going to be playing in this game, but we actually got some pressure this past week, and we've been getting pressure throughout the first 5 weeks. Is just the fact that we haven't generated enough sacks. I think we're like in the bottom 5 in getting sacks, but still we lead the league in interceptions though. So basically, when it comes down to it, as long as we're leading the league in turnovers, we're good. I'm good with that. I'd get all the interceptions. So sacks don't mean nothing to me. We getting the turnover. That's all good. So let's go ahead and put pressure on put pressure on Mitchell Trubisky, and let's pay close attention to Tyreek Cohen. Jordan Howard's not really getting the touches like that, but Tyreek Cohen, that man is a versatile threat coming out the backfield, being able to catch the ball. Like that's a little slippery dude. Kind of reminds me of a Deion Lewis in a way. So let's go ahead and let's make sure we keep track of him and be sure to know where he's at all times. As far as offensively, Khalil, I was like, man, if Laremy Tunsil does not play, how are we going to be able to do something about Khalil Mack? Because I know they're going to end up moving Khalil Mack around. He's going to end up being on that left side, and Sam Young is just gonna get Tannehill murdered. I was like, man, Brock Osweiler might as well just warm up on Tuesday because Tannehill won't make it through this game. But it's good that Laremy Tunsil is playing. So the key for Khalil Mack, I think, number one, Gesicki should not play. The one game that I think that Gesicki should not play is this game because Kuechly gonna get up at the Tannehill. So AJ Derby, hopefully I hope he can play. He said he was limited in practice. Most likely he won't, but Durham Smythe, I think he needs to get an increased amount of snaps just so his blocking ability. O'Leary, I wasn't really sure why he was ended up playing last week, but as far as what I saw, as far as him blocking, he did a decent job considering how the whole offensive line was looking like trash. But yeah, most definitely we should chip him with a tight end, chip his ass again with a running back along with the tackle, and then we end up running our plays because Khalil Mack will be very, very disruptive against us. And let's just keep our short conservative passing game going because of the fact that I really think that these receivers match up well against these defensive backs of the Chicago Bears. And of course, let's go ahead and let's continue the success with the running game. Frank Gore, he started off well last week against the Cincinnati Bengals. I want him to continue on with that success. I believe he ended the game with like 41 yards rushing. Kenyon Drake, I think we should line him up. Well, first of all, Kenyon Drake needs to catch the ball. That's number one. Kenyon Drake needs to catch the ball, and then line him up a little bit more, some more gadget plays, because I feel like that's where he makes his money with those gadget plays. But final score, I'm going to sit back and give us 21-17. Miami Dolphins take it over to Chicago Bears, breaking the losing streak. Let me know what you guys think. If you know what it is. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. This is GreatOne DeVore. I'm up out of here.